from a sustainability perspective, you've kind of touched on this, but the difference between indoor and outdoor, do you think one is better for the environment than the other?
It's just different. I mean, growing outdoors is generally better for the environment, assuming all things being managed the same. Everybody doing the right thing,
Yeah.
If everyone's doing the right thing, it's better to grow probably outdoors.
Yeah.
But in growing in the greenhouses in the middle. But it depends on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice, like in the Central Valley or in the Triangle. It's great to grow outdoors, but the question then becomes, what's your water source?
Mm-hmm.
They've got their own little bugaboo and their own thing that could be a problem. It's like, if can they catch enough rainwater so that they're not taking a lot of water out of the Colorado River? I mean, in Humboldt they're not, but the water source is a big problem growing in a dry climate. Even though the plant grows great in that climate, you still have to water it.
Yeah.
And
California gets less water than most people realize.
Right.
I mean, Colorado. Colorado is actually a very dry state.
Yeah, and you can do it, but again, it's like everyone has to be, all things being equal, everyone doing the right thing. So it's got its own set of problems. And then can you manage your nutrients into the ground? How are you doing that? Are you doing it without digging up and plowing the field every time you're doing this? I mean, it's got its own set of things. If someone growing outdoors does everything sort of probably the way they should, it's probably more efficient and more sustainable and better for the environment.
Right.
And the greenhouse is kind of in between.
They all grow at the same speed, whether it's outdoors, greenhouse, or controlled.
They grow differently. And the outdoor is probably the slowest, and it's the most dependent on Mother Nature and and the genetics you select to grow. The greenhouse is in between because it has a nice sort of more controlled environment. And indoors is the most controlled, and it's probably the fastest. And you can grow, anywhere from four or five crops a year is kind of the standard that people use for growing indoors.
Wow. So
even if you're cut it in half and say the season is 6 months, you're still doing 3 turns, 2 to 3 turns. And there's not much 2 to 3 turn growing happening outdoors.